Hey, good morning guys. So welcome back to our wing vlog series part 3. So earlier in the winter I committed to learning how to wing foil, and the whole idea was to share my experience going through the process as a completely new winger, get some online video lessons from Tucker at the shop, and then share that experience with you on everything that I learned. So made a lot of mistakes along the way, and one big piece of advice that Tucker gave me was choosing the right conditions to get out and ride on top of the right gear. And I've honestly put off going out when it's the right time to go. I only go winging when it's super gusty or super light, and that was a big mistake. So today is lining up to be a perfect day on the water. It's gonna be like 20 something knots, like perfect day to get out there and kite. So I'm finally gonna do it. I'm gonna give up a kite session and dedicate today, however long it takes, I'm gonna get up on foil today. So I'm gonna get out there right now and we'll see you on the water. Alright gang, that's a wrap. We basically rode till the wind shut off here. It looks like there's a storm coming in, and that was a good session, really good learning experience. And I think what we're gonna do now is we're gonna sit down, review the footage. I'm gonna get an online lesson from Tucker here, and then we'll share what we learned today from riding.
What up, Rygo? Good to see you out there wing foiling, dude. Glad I can get a video from you to give you a few tips. Hopefully they help you out. Got you right here, and let's see what we can figure out for you. All right, here we go. Rygo, getting going, take off. All right, you're moving pretty good. Looks nice and windy. A little up and down, touchdown, takeoff. Looking good, dude. All right, let's play this back here and we can talk through a few things. All right, so you can tell you're building plenty of speed. You got plenty of power. I mean, you're lit, moving pretty good. And we look here, you can see how hard you're leaning back on this back foot, but you're really not pumping it up onto foil. So number one, if you're leaning that far back and you're moving like that, really the foil should be lifting off. So I think your foil is just a bit too far back in the tracks. You should try scooching that forward, give you a little bit more centered stance over the foil so you're not leaning so hard on your back foot to try to get that to lift. When you shift your weight from a neutral stance, just an inch or two back, you should have plenty of lift in that foil, and it's just not coming up for you very well. So I think your foil is too far backwards for really what's ideal. All right, so you lift off here, and you can see you're moving pretty good. You should be accelerating and leaning on that front foot, but you're still on that back foot here, so you definitely need to get a little bit more balanced over your foil. Looks like you're pretty much directly over the mast. You might need to scooch that up just a little bit up under your feet there. And of course that's, you know, your own personal preference as well, but you're just not as agile when you're leaning back hard on your back foot like that. Good, get that wing nice and high. You can see you're kind of losing your balance, so you did the right thing there. You want to get your wing nice and high, help you balance, use it like a crutch. Touch down, because you weren't leaning back as far when you lost your balance. Now you take back off because you got plenty of power. You're looking good, dude. I think the big thing is move that foil back, get a little bit more neutral stance. Really you want, you know, kind of a 50-50 stance in my opinion over the foil in terms of pressure you're putting into your feet to balance. Or if anything, maybe just a little bit more pressure on your front foot, especially since this is kind of a front-footed steering sport. You're not really pushing off your back foot unless you're really in a hard turn, continuing to kind of tighten that arc. But you're gonna turn your hips kind of like snowboarding, so you definitely want a little bit more weight on your front foot to give you better balance and more control over the board. Other than that, looks great. You're plenty of power, nice flat water, so you're making life easy on yourself. Keep up the good work, my man. Get back out there, do it again, make that foil adjustment, and you're gonna be on your way to foil heaven, dude.
All right, so that was super helpful. And just to wrap up with this video, my final thoughts is, you know, learning winging, it's like learning anything really. You have to start being a beginner, you have to accept the falls, just like kiting, accept the fact that you're probably going to be walking upwind a bunch, and man, we did way more walking than we did in actually riding in this video. You know, 10-second ride, 5-minute walk, and I think maybe a downwinder would be probably the ideal way to get out there and get the hours in on the wing. And if I were to do it over again, I would for sure do a big long downwinder. But beyond that, I will say that it gets pretty fun once you start getting up on foil. If you have any experience with kite foiling or any foiling, boat foiling, it translates really well, and it did start to feel really good. The hardest thing for me right now is just learning to control the wing, not get pulled off of the board with the wing, and little things like that. But every session I've gone out, it feels better and better. And obviously now that we've gone out with proper wind, makes all the difference in the world. This is not a light wind sport until you're experienced. It's really a sport where you need to get out and then build that light wind skill set. Final thoughts, I'm starting to enjoy this, and I am looking forward to putting out the 4th episode on this one sooner than later. So we'll catch you later.